We're gonna have to step into the darkness for this one. We're not editing. Okay, action, let's talk. This one is that $100,000 video. So previously we talked about all of the small opportunities, right? That $60 opportunity, that $100 opportunity, and equating it in terms of time, right? Are we spending 30 minutes to make a few $100s? That is so worth it. And I'm referring, of course, to churning, and you could check that video out right over there if you could see where I'm pointing. Now in this video, we're going to get talking to why investing is the key. So I'm going to take you way back. That's why we're in the darkness right now. Let's go all the way back. I'm going to share my screen and you're going to see something familiar. This is what you were introduced to in hopefully around kindergarten. It is a calculator. Say that with me. Now, before I show you how to use this calculator to figure out investing, saving, and budgeting, I'm going to remind you of the challenge. We need at least 40 likes in this video to see the next video of the series, which is the generational wealth building series. So let's talk about this calculator here. Now, a lot of folks have this dream, right? I don't know where they get it from, but they're like, I want $1 million. It's kind of arbitrary, right? Like, where did you come up with $1 million? Just because it's like a 7-digit number? Like, why not 990K? I'm sure a lot of you would be really happy with that. Why not 2 million? Well, most people watching this and most people just living their life in this type of society have no idea how much money they really need. Well, in this video, we're actually not exploring that. Instead, we're exploring how to get to that amount of money. You could figure out the other part later. So let's break this down. We want, let's just say, $1 million. How long is that going to take? Well, let's save $150 a month. So we're going to divide this. I'm going to take a sip of my smoothie. Nice. We're going to divide this by 150, and we will see how many months it will take. About 6,666 months. Let's divide that by 12 to see how many years that will take. About 550 years. This generational wealth thing isn't working out. We're going to need a few generations to build this, more than a few. But let me introduce you to another type of calculator, a calculator that you actually have seen in 7th grade. Now, most of us said, when are we ever going to use algebra in life? And well, here we are using algebra in life. This is the compound interest formula. And instead of talking about the formula and what it looks like, I don't remember what it looks like. We're just going to use a calculator because this is 7th grade in the 21st century after the iPhone's release. So let's say that you actually care about building generational wealth. You listen to your boy, Funancialism, aka Georgie, and you built your initial investment by churning all of the accounts I told you to churn. So you should have about $1,000 right now. There's no excuse for you not to have $1,000 if you listened to all of my steps in the previous video. Now we're going to start with $150 a month, right? And we don't know how many years it's going to take, but let's just say that we spent 555 years doing this, just like a saver. I just want to see what happens here. And an estimated interest rate. So investing doesn't necessarily pay you interest. It may pay you a dividend, and it certainly grows, right? And that growth, sometimes people refer to it incorrectly as interest. It's not interest, but it acts in a similar way. So for the last 100 years or so, well, definitely the last 40, we had about 11% estimated interest rate, or the compounding of investment growth over the last 40 years was about 11% per year on average. If we break it down on average, it was about 11%. We're not editing. 100 years, it was a little bit less. So we're going to go with 10, and let's just see what happens here. It can't even calculate this. That's what happens here. So let's break this down, and how about we take 10% of what it would take for us. So 50 years, even less than 10%, 50 years. If we do this for 50 years, we will be looking at $2.2 million. That's just $150. So now within 2 generations, maybe 3 generations, we can make this happen. Now, really, all you need is about 40 years. That's kind of the number for your lifespan. If you start in your mid 20s and you go to 65, you need 40 years. So let's see what happens if we do this for 40 years. We're going to be looking about $842,000. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Now, how much would we be looking at if instead we just saved this money up? We would be looking at $73,000. So your money goes times 11 with compound interest, right? This is how the stock market works. It every dollar you put in starts working for you, creating another dollar. That dollar starts working, and all of a sudden you got a bunch of dollars serving you. That's pretty good. Now, if you're just saving money, well, I hope you enjoy the next 40 years putting away $150 a month, and you're going to end up looking at $73,000, which good luck with that. So here we are. If we actually increase this, right? Most people squander about $600 to $800 every month on they don't remember what. So if we take about $750 for 40 years, we're going to be looking at $4 million. That's pretty good. Now, let's say we cut this by a decade, right? If you're starting at 35 now, like let's say you're 10 years late, what will happen here? You're still a millionaire. That's pretty awesome. Now, if you're starting a little later, who the heck cares if you're not a millionaire? You're finally doing the right thing financially. You're going to be way further ahead than you otherwise would have. So stop comparing yourself to the 35-year-old, the 25-year-old. Now, find a 25 or 35-year-old in your life and put them on so they don't make the same error as you did when it comes to your financial state. And when I say error, right, I'm ignorant. I don't know your life. You know your life. If you're feeling bad because of something I said, well, you might be getting a little bit in over your head, because no one has the power to hurt your feelings but you. If you choose to accept maybe my reality, all of my privileges, and you apply it to your life, you can't be doing that. You cannot be getting hurt when people talk about money. You should not be feeling anxious. Instead, you should be thinking, wow, I just unlocked a power I didn't know I had. Now, I might only use this power to a 25th of its percentage, but now I have the power to influence someone else, like my children or my friends or my neighbors. Good luck with that. I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe. All right, guys, I'm going back into the darkness. Peace out. It's been real. It's been real.